Cheese, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Nondi Gods, aka The Gods. I do hope you click the subscribe button and stay a while. I'm trying to bite my tongue and not say I'm super excited, but I am, guys. I'm literally just excited about life in general. As many of you know on the channel, I recently celebrated my 32nd birthday. So today's video will basically be discussing a number of things that I've learned in my 32 years of existence. So if you'd like to see what I have in store, please stay tuned. I think by now you've gathered that you do need a bit for this video because you'll be here for a while. But it's going to be fun, guys, in ball. You know what I mean? I just have some lemon water. But I'll try my hardest to hurry up and not be here for the whole day. As you can see, I'm looking to my laptop because that's where I noted things. I was umming and ahhing about doing this sort of a video because like I said, we are a style channel, but guys, and I feel like this is a way for you guys to get to know me instead of the traditional Q&A and or assumptions video. These are also very popular on YouTube, but basically this is me trying to impart the knowledge or the life lessons that I've learned, whether in an easy way or passed down from my mom or the hard way. So basically, these are my wise words. Get a notepad, record, save the video, share the video as per usual, as per norm. But let's get straight into it. I didn't want to limit myself in saying 32 lessons I learned in 32 years, primarily because I have learned a lot, guys, and I'll try my best, like I said, to be brief, but I want us to have a lengthy and substantive, not really engagement, but conversation with myself. But you guys are watching and will engage in the comment section down below. Let's get straight into it, guys. I'm going to be looking to my laptop because I needed a roadmap at least to know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I could wing it like I like doing, but gosh. First point of departure, guys, is basically don't let people live in your head rent free. That basically needs no reiteration or expansion. That's basically it. Do you as best as you can. As long as you're not harming the next person, do you. And just a disclaimer, this is in no particular order. All of these lessons for me are important, and I have learned, or I have emancipated myself through these lessons. From a mental slavery, I've emancipated myself from mental slavery through these lessons, basically. Then moving on to number 2. Nothing beats being organized. Write things down. Nothing will deter you more than wandering around aimlessly, guys. If you believe in manifestation, the law of attraction, and or whatever the case is, those schools of thoughts basically tell you write things down. If you want an ML in 5 years, write it down. Break it down to everyday decisions that you need to make towards that. Whether you have to sacrifice going out, eating out, drinking alcohol, buying clothes, etc., etc. Those are basically your building blocks towards a bigger goal in mind. And when you can see something, it's easier for you when it's tangible in a sense. Like if I can see an ML or a Range Rover or a G-Wagon on a vision board or physically, then I have more drive, and the universe will be able to conspire with me. Will be able to conspire with me in helping me get what I want. But even on a daily basis, guys, before you sleep at night, tick off from your list that you wrote the previous night, basically. What did I get done? What did I not get done? And carrying it over. So every night, if you're a student, these are the assignments that are due. How then am I going to tackle them? Today I'm going to do A, B, and C and head towards me getting distinctions, or basically me submitting my work and doing it timelessly as best I can, because lecturers can tell when your work has been rushed. So always plan. And also, guys, like just a lesson I learned from my mom, idle hands are available for the devil's work. I know I'm sounding very religious, but basically this has helped me a lot. Guys, you end up thinking up a lot of bullshit and create anxiety for yourself. So as soon as you busy yourself, your mind gets off your issue. Well, that's the one thing that helped me when I was unemployed in 2017. First in 2011, no, 2012, beginning of 2012, my mom's like, let's go to the shop and see other people rather than you wallowing in bed and moving around aimlessly. Yeah, but even 2017, my mom did the same thing. I'm like, I just want to wither away and just perish. Yeah, but she's like, no, baby girl, let's go to the shop so that ingxaki zakho ungaziboni zinkulu more than they actually are because you're overthinking everything. Uhlele imini yonke awenzi into. Number 3 is remain teachable, remain malleable. That basically means, guys, you don't know anything. I mean, you don't know everything. So when someone says to you, no, don't drink lemon water because it's going to cause ulcers, why can I not listen? What is my alternative? Because I'm just doing it because I feel, oh my gosh, I learned it from someone else. And being malleable means being able to move with the times. Yes, I wanted to be a development planner, but life didn't work out like that. I had to go back to the drawing board and be like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? I had to sacrifice the salary. I had to sacrifice the car. I had to sacrifice, etc., 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 for me to go back to school and live in a small bedroom and having to take a taxi to school, etc., etc. Those are things I had to adjust to, which being malleable helped me with. Then 4, you can never be overeducated or overdressed, and that is the hill I'm willing to die on, guys. If your time and your capacity or your IQ level and finances allow you, funda udiyofa, guys. Noba yi-short course, noba yintoni, funda udiyofa, because that's one thing that a person cannot take away from you. They want to learn. And also, you can never be overdressed because people are just going to assume you're coming from somewhere better or you're going somewhere better. I mean, YOLO, guys, and life is short. There's no, I say I'm putting away these clothes for a special occasion. Today is a special occasion because it's never too late to start over. That is literally what I want to get tattooed on my clavicle, but I'm umming and ahhing about that because I still want to be professional and uncompromised, because all the placement of my tattoos now are basically I can cover them up, but that's neither here nor there. See, I'm digressing. But guys, rebrand as many times as necessary. If you knew me in when I was doing my first degree in UJ in Joburg, you don't know me anymore. Literally, I was chilling with a friend of mine, and he's like, "Aibo, it's Friday, what are you doing? Let me come through." And you could just see I was in my PJs, and we end up playing 30 seconds and drinking some wine and I'm like, if it was me, ngoko mna ngoku uzahamba undikhomba, hayibo ayingonondi ibe ngunondi nyhani. But now I'm a completely different person and I'm happy. So if I need to ndisindiswe ngomso, that's what's gonna happen, irrespective of what other people may think of me. But like I'm saying, it ties in with what I was saying. Be malleable, guys. Me drinking every weekend now is not conducive for me because things have completely changed. Like I said, I'm 32. Cannot be doing the same thing I was doing when I was 21 and 19. Yeah, well. Then there's nothing new under the sun. This is the one thing my mom said to me when I was going off to do my first degree, albeit I kept forgetting it. Utywala, guys, bahlala bukhona, amakhwenkwe bahlala bukhona. I-worst ke ngoku xa unedegree yakho. Uyayiva laa nto? Because uzawuthela utywala uxhomekeka ngamntwini. Ibhoyi yakho nizawumetsha ibe yi-power couple. Uyayiva loo nto ithayo? Don't compromise your bag, which is school and or your work and or whatever the case is. Yeah, but I'm gonna speak specifically on school. Don't sacrifice your grades because you want to go to a party. La party, I promise you, xa ugraduatile izawuba ikhona. Even better ngoku because uzabe uminglisha nabantu noko abathe xaxa, not students. Yes, go out, but balance is key kuyo yonke into oyenzayo. Yabo. The next life lesson: love yourself first. I don't know if you guys can see my tattoo. It's in Arabic. It's written "Love yourself first." Akho nto, guys, uyodlula putting yourself first in everything you do, in anything you do. Put yourself first. Even, I'm not saying be selfish. There's a difference, guys. As a person, you need to be empathetic, you need to be sympathetic, you need to be ubuntu, so that you can coexist with people. But if something compromises you as a being, as a person, will this be suitable for Unond? If not, you keep it moving. Loving yourself first basically means that you are a priority to yourself. Screw everyone else. Dingunondi, and this is what Unondi wants to do for herself. This is what she wants to do for herself. With having said that, good friends will be lost along the way, but good friends will also be found along the way. Zikabise and just love yourself first. Deep now, guys. Life here goes on, guys. That is my next lesson. Most of you already know that I recently lost my mom, 2009 January, 29th of January. I lost my mom. It hasn't been easy, guys, but life had to go on. And in the beacon of that, in the center of all of that, nguThixo, which is also my next point. Ibanayo into othembele kuyo. Banalo uthemba, guys. You can't move around life aimlessly. I don't care if you call him Jah, I don't care if you call him Allah, I don't care if you believe in ancestors, I don't care. Just ibanayo inkolo ngumuntu. You can't just be a person. But obviously, this is domineering of me primarily because there's also atheists and that works for them. But because I grew up in a Roman Catholic household, I wanted to say religious household, a Roman Catholic household, umthandazo uvuke ekuseni uthandaze before ulale uyathandaza phofu nasemini. Even my mom used to say njengohamba ithaveni nje okanye uhamba utywala thandaza because a lot can happen, guys, in a split second. Kwathiwa uphumelela ukhona ngomso kuthiwa akekho, yabo. But at least I've got my YouTube videos for you to remember me by. See, I'm building my legacy. So that's basically it. Like, it's a matter of, people will always say after you lose a loved one, but time will move you on, and yeah, time will move you on. It's not like that, guys. It's literally not like that. You just learn to etch out a new norm. My mom, like I said, passed away on 29th of Jan. The 1st of February, 30th of Jan, 31st of Jan, I had to be a new person altogether. I had to navigate my life without a mother. The pain, Islona, is still very, very raw. It's very raw, but I have to live with it. You learn to live with the pain. You learn to etch a new norm, but life has to go on. So long as you have life, you have purpose. My next lesson is, this too shall pass. This was literally my mom's gospel. Yeah, but my mom, every time I'm feeling down, then I'm according to you. More than when. uThixo will never give you battles that when unganokwazi uzinqoba. But it's up to you to make a conscientious decision about, in fact, I need to rise above whatever this is. Yeah, well, boys are gonna leave you, friends are gonna leave you, you're gonna lose jobs. Life won't always be smooth sailing. I don't care how rich you are, I don't care who you are. Life won't always be smooth sailing. It's a matter of telling yourself, namhlanje kubi kodwa ngomso the sun will shine again. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. I think it's Isaiah, verse 60, right? Isaiah 60, verse 22. Guys, I'm dang Bible, but that's a story for another day. But there's certain things that I pick up from the Bible, and that is it. That Bible verse, if I can get it tattooed on my back, I will. But I can so young tattoo because baby girl is painful. Wasn't going up long ways. But anyway, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. We want so many things for ourselves, but uThixo angavumi ayizokwenzeka. And idofuneka ungumuntu uyamkelekelele. When I sebenza every day, make it a conscious decision every day about, this is what I want. I want an LLB. I want an LLB. What am I waking up every day to do? Yeah, well, people who know me from Facebook will tell you I've been wanting to live in East London. Ever since I moved from Joburg 2012, I wanted to live in East London. It only happened in 2018. It only happened in 2018. Because uThixo I, the Lord, will make it happen when the time is right. And the time was right. And as you guys can see in my face, I've never been happier. Let go and let God. You are not on anybody else's time but God. So don't compare yourself to other people, nor compete. As those indo guys will upa you life and literally take the fun out of everything. The minute you look to the next person, even your neighbor, anyone, even your friends, even your family, and be like, oh my gosh, she's got a house, she's married, she's got kids, and then you might as well just perish because uzigqibela ubomi, yabo. Ukulenda ukuyo ngoku is because God wants you to be like this. People look at me like, oh my gosh, sure is Aram, asinayo nemoto, asinayo nendlu, asinayo nantoni, iitshomi zakhe zonke zineemoto, zitshatile, zintoni. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this to people. I am so satisfied with my life right now. I have my own problems and so do my friends. But we meet together and those things don't matter because sizichomi, because we like getting along. Irrespective of the material things. Material things will always return. Namhlanje nguwe, ngomso ngomnye umuntu. Yebo. Namhlanje kupopa mna, ngomso ungapopa wena. Yabona lento ndithethayo. So as a person, you really, really need to understand that you need to stick to your own lane, in your own pace, in your own race. Yabo. The one thing, in addition to that, you need to compete with yourself. You cannot be doing the exact same things you were doing a year ago. There has to be some changes in any avenue of your life, and that goes to bettering yourself. Compete against the person in the mirror or in the camera, in my case right now. Nondi izolo busenza ntoni, or last year busenza ntoni. That's the one of the things that guided my decision to go back to school. 2017, ndahlala unyaka wonke ngaphangela. I'm like, I can't be doing this again. What am I going to do? I'm applying for jobs, I'm not getting jobs. Ithini way forward. Hayi girl, Thixo wayifaka wayiplant seed again in my head oba umdala man ngoku yenze le LLB buyoyika ngoku 19. Yenze le LLB. Siphi ngoku sisawugqiba LLB. So I feel like I've bettered myself from the person that I was even a year ago. Angoku second year ndikwi-third year ngoku. Next year kwi-fourth year. Njalo 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 njalo. Yebo. Xa ngumntu ophangelayo, yes, I've been in this position for so long, but what certificates did I do? Come on, look, I know Maspal, the environment in Maspal. There's something called skills development. There's skills development budget. Yabo? I think it's called. But it's basically about the employees and bettering themselves. My director literally did her master's in 2 years. She was basically, she did her honors, then she did her master's. Oh, go Maspal. So xa iphuma ngoMaspal kuthiwa ngomsakasebenzi, at least uqhobile. So uhlalo, sifike emsebenzini uhlalo uba okay ndiyi-officer ngoku. Uyi-officer nantoni? Ne-BA. Zezi certificate ezikhaphayo loo nto. What have you trained yourself in? What skills have you equipped yourself with? If something is meant for you, you will not have to struggle nor suffer for it. Yabo? The minute you have to struggle for something, let it go. What is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. I need to know toluka ke leyo, guys. Yayazi le ndithethayo. The minute into funeka uyilwele okanye uyistrugglishele. And guys, understand that there's a difference between sacrificing for something and struggling. From the outside, people might think that I'm struggling, but I have sacrificed. And that's why I'm happy with my decision, because I can't do so. Even my application to Forte, I applied. I didn't get accepted the first time around. And then the intake got January, I got taken. Me finding a place to stay was seamless. Me just getting into the schoolwork was seamless. So zange ndiyisokole LLB and andikhonto nomsebenzi wesikolo. Ewe zikhona into challenging, but ndiyanqoba in the most part. Of course, into zesikolo, guys, namhlanje sizawufumana u-80%, ngomso ndifumana 38%. But that is life. But we move. Siyaphambili apha siyakhona. Yebo. Always listen to your gut, your intuition. That is God and your forefathers talking to you. Whether ungumntu okholelwa kuzinyanya or ukholelwa kuThixo okanye whatever you believe in, whatever superior being or superpower that you believe in, guys, or intuition yakho. Xa isithi intuition yakho something is up or leave something, then do it, or don't go there. Listen to it, guys. Obviously, guys, if you're younger, as news into might just be flying over your head, but you'll come back to this video in years to come, like, oh, Nondi was right. I am your bigger sister and or your peer, but I have lived, guys. Like, if you see me today and be like, oh my gosh, I knew Nondi, like I said at UJ 10 years ago or 12 years ago, or however long ago, definitely not the same person, because life has taught me a thing or two, and this is basically me sharing. Yeah, bo. Rest if you must, but never stop. Ibalekile into, guys, of listening to yourself and your body and your soul and your mind. Uthi yo, andidine ngoku, I can't do this anymore. But uzazi ba ngengomso uzawuphinda uvuke. Yabo. Which basically brings me to my next point. Healing isn't linear. Off days are just as important. You cannot wallow forever. The funny is that before I lost my mom, I used to be such a crybaby, guys. If my mom shouted at me or we argued, dandile. If I can't tell you, dandile. That was me. up until the day she passed away. The day umphanga wafika nge-29 mos yabo kuthiwa uswelekile mama ndalila but it wasn't even bad, and my tears have dried up ever since. The only other time I cried, like I note the days that I've cried in the 2 years that I've lost my mom, was when my cousin was just speaking shit about my mom. Yabo. And komba andikhalwe mvusa azozilwela because mna andisakwazi ndikuxelela. Those are the only 2 times since I lost my mom that I cried. But if you're a crier, schedule crying, guys. Ulile. I promise you, ukhona umohlo ndixelela, ikhona into yokuthi iqebilile ndixelela. Even like before last mom, guys, even when my period is about to come, ndandlila. I used to be such a crybaby, but ngoku ndiyazibuza uba noba ndililela abani, I move. Yabo. Then being kind costs you nothing. Please and thank yous will always get you far in life, will get you very far in life. That goes without saying, guys. I'm not kind or I'm polite because I'm fat, or I'm a nice person because I'm fat. Guys, being nice is the nicest thing ever. In English, it is the most satisfying thing ever. Yazi, and yazi no about age, oh my gosh, no can taste this guy back, and oh, guys, and I don't understand how you could live a fulfilled life if you're that kind of a person. If you go out of your way to be a bitch, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a bitch, or whatever the case is. Just be nice. Say your please and thank yous. Just be polite, guys. And those are very important things to even pass down to your children. Yeah, well, I can never be with a person who's rude or be friends with people who are rude. And guys, yes, I am cheeky, guys, when it's necessary, né? But please and thank you is at the top of my list. It's better to have loved and lost than to have not loved at all. And for no one to explain that, guys. But if you die, you die. If you find a guy today and you feel like you want to post. Now go post. Yeah, but do you? Oh my gosh, I didn't call him back. And if your phone is always in your hands and it's there, why aren't you replying to the person? Why? Uzazibonakalela okanye uThixo zonashow you uba ayikakabi ngulo wam lo uphume kuye futhi nixelelana ento zoghosta zontoni into ezimdaka into zamaxeleko. I just want to tell you this now. If you're not feeling a guy, be like, yeah, I'm Chita, I don't think you and I we're gonna work out. I'm not saying you should date to get married, but date with people who are people you see potential in spending the rest of your life with, basically. Yeah, but for me, it's a matter of I've got love to give. I've got love to give for days. Unfortunately, it has not been reciprocated, but I move, guys. Post alone, I'm trying to post, love with all that you can. If it doesn't work out, you know you're walking away scot-free because you tried all that you could try. Then fight relentlessly for your dreams. Don't give up without trying. Just learn to fight and to speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed on the boulevard. Guys, sanuku mata. If something doesn't sit well with you, speak up. If you want to open a clothing shop or a hair shop or whatever, try. Rather than you saying, oh my gosh, ben bawele ukuthi. Ixesha liyahamba sibari and abantu bayasheka. So if you want to ubalwa ba, oh my gosh, I tried, try. Nobu failile, try. Someone else loving you does not rescue you from the project of loving yourself. That goes without saying, guys. I think so many people get lost in relationships. It's also happened to me, but obviously now I've since learned and I've since grown. You can't base your happiness on your own. This thing of my half, you're not a half, you're a whole person. You create only your children are halves and halves. You create you basically a force together. But we're a force when we're together. You make me banana. But basically that is that. Learn ways to navigate your loneliness. People won't always be around. I think I've learned this more so now that I've lost my mother than anything. Yes, I grew up on a farm alone because my brothers always played alone. Played together and I was always alone. So maybe busy, but now I know as much as I have family, I have friends, because everyone I've got basically. But it's a matter of I can't always be calling my best friend. As much as we're always on the phone, like 12 hours of 24 day, she also gets busy. Yeah, well, again, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do for New Year's? I can sit on this bedroom and buy myself a bottle of wine and drink it and pass out. Oh my gosh, my mama good because akazanga. Man, this part before they expect when people aren't there, who am I? That's one thing you need to remind yourself. Who are you when people aren't around? If you can enjoy your own company, you'll be very, very far in life. And you're not going to be compromised in a lot of things. Yeah, but that basically means do not be scared, do not agree, don't give in. If life keeps giving you curveballs and curveballs and curveballs, fight, guys. Fight. Ayikho into endizathela kuyo. Yilwa ntombi. Protect your peace at all costs. Let go of things that no longer serve you, whether it be a job, whether it be friendship, whether it be family, and everything else. Not everyone deserves a piece of you, guys. Not everyone deserves access to you. Cut off that bullshit. That's all I'm going to say on that. You will know in your heart of hearts. Goes back to listen to your intuition about people don't have the best interest have your best interest at heart. Are very detrimental. Very detrimental. Just to your spirit, your soul, and just your entire being. Social media isn't real unless of course it is your job. Izinto guys enizibona ku social media sanuthatha nizenze personal. Yeah, well, it's the same way that I watch YouTube. Ne? Like people are saying to me, do makeup. The one thing I've discovered is the fact that the stuff that you see on YouTube even is not stuff you can walk out on. The makeup that they do on YouTube, not the makeup you can walk out on. The stuff that you see on Instagram is not necessarily real. As we have seen, abantu babantu, but I just want to prove my point in saying that the stuff that we saw on Instagram, people are posting in Bentleys and Porsches and stuff like that. The bottom line was that low malias bitenge zomoto, ezinye zomoto. I don't want to mention names, but people who are on social media know what I'm talking about. No, those who know. Yeah, well, I feel like my lips are doing the nails. Okay, they look fine. The deposit here because this state funds is here. Then abantu bathi sinomona thina. Why the hell are you squandering state funds that were supposed to help poor people? We went along. So whatever you do on social media, whatever you take on social media, even with what I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt, and that is it. Yeah, but unless of course you're an influencer, and Nakona, you staging your life. You staging your life for banner. Oh my gosh, I like this hair so much. It doesn't tangle. And the woman is not gonna get it like that. And it's up to you to. They're basically testing how gullible you are. So whatever you see on social media or see on TV, all that glitters is not gold, and take it with a grain of salt. Date yourself so that even when a significant other comes, you already set a standard. I get guys a bit last year because not that I was going through a lot, but I was obviously going through a lot. But and I was surrounding myself with a lot of people drinking a lot. But this year I'm like, baby girl, and the COVID year I needed to find myself again. Like I said, I grew up as an only girl, so I've learned to navigate my loneliness. As much as I'm a friends person, I'm not standoffish when it comes to my friends. I'm big on friendship, I'm big on family, I'm big on all of that, I'm big on loving, I'm big on relationships. But if it doesn't pan out for me, then I know, but I say you and I know those first tell. But as much as it's not nice being single, I don't mind being single. But command by no matter, command by the partner in crime. But command literally one nomlingani because but if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna compromise myself because oh my gosh, and this single. I expand on the finishing. This was my mom's gospel as well. And make sure that anything you start, you see through. Okanye yeke altogether. Mom, finishing, finishing. So if I start something, it's like even difficult for my assignments, guys. If I have like a 10-page assignment. Obviously, that's not conducive, guys, but I'm learning because my mom's voice will always echo in my head, irrespective of what situation I'm in. I don't believe I'm speaking for 30 minutes, but anyway, we move. We're nearly finished. Anyway, guys, invest in yourself, educate yourself. So basically that means guys, it's not, I'm not even talking about books, I'm not even talking about that is on its own. Obviously you're going to be learned, you'll try to be learned, whether you do short courses depending on your finances and stuff like that, guys. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to offend anyone who can't afford to go to school, but I mean, exhaust your options, guys. On yeah, but my aunt is paying for my studies because I didn't qualify for Nasrema, but they rejected me, even though I'm an orphan. But anyway, I get a fee waiver, which is basically some money back because I know so my school fees is basically discounted because of the decisions that I get, because I know to say I'm on someone else's tab, so I don't move like I move when my mom was still alive. Yeah, but so basically, I'm just trying to say your options are there. So invest yourself in educating yourself for starters. Whether it's learning a new language, whether it's dressing better, whether it's smelling better, whether it's investing in your hair. I also believe the superficial stuff, because as much as this is probably going to be my next point. Work on your personality, guys, because yes, this gets you in the door, but what keeps you in the door? Yeah, but people can't just say, oh no, it's pretty. I don't like, as a result, people saying, like, I don't want to be picked because I'm pretty by people. Pick me because you're like, oh, she's so smart. That's what I want attached to my name, because all of this goes off. Not that in the bambi part in the share and I get the shakes and that thing, because I've worked on my personality. Yeah, but so invest in everything, but invest in yourself from the inside out. Always show up as your best self. Position yourself for success. You never know who's watching. That basically, guys, needs no expansion at all. Yeah, but now every time I go out, guys, I try to do the most. Yeah, but obviously I have off days, and even when I go to school, I don't dress shabby. Like, I know that I'm doing no school, man makeup, can't go shake. Yeah, but as a result, which I hate, you go to do less. Period. Period. Yeah, because I always position myself. Even my lecturers, a class in their booth, class in their pendule. Their positioning, should something come up, I was able to apply to be a tutor. My lecturer was able to, I was able to put down my lecturer as a reference. Yeah, but not to go by and demand no math in the class and math no math. And that's kind of front row and center. They're both, they're engaged. So that's me basically positioning myself. We are gonna do it, but that's just basically positioning myself. Yeah, but dress how you want to be addressed. If you want to be addressed as a hobo, then dress like a hobo. If you want to be dressed as a CEO, then dress like a CEO. Simple as that. Fake it till you make it. This is not basically me being pretentious or whatever the case is. Like, the guy that I'm seeing now didn't go to a Model C school. I don't date Model C guys, just a disclaimer. I don't date Model C school guys, but I like guys with twang. It's a juxtaposition, but I would never date my brothers because Model C boys are very spoiled and they are used to having everything done. But boys who grew up in the hood know how to hustle and they know the responsibility as a man. Obviously, guys, but this is just my experience. Yeah, but you'd never not know that this guy that I'm talking about never went to Model C school, because he told me, I'm like, I your accent or your twang is quite heavy. Yeah, but he's like, no, I went from the location, but I read every single day. Because before he did his LLB, he wanted to go into radio, and doesn't have a voice for radio. Yeah, but so it's a matter of, it's like, I practiced from grade 10 when I identified, but this is what I'd like to do. I practiced English, and no one can tell him otherwise. Yeah, but he's very articulate, he's very well spoken, above and beyond anything. Yeah, but so it's a matter of, if I want to, which is very strange because I'm like, I know guys, John. Yeah, well, you guys think I'm rich, but I'm not. I'm from a middle class family. I still am middle class. I can't be rich. I've positioned myself, or I'm pretending. But in addition to that, guys, Nothing is worth going into debt for. Nothing is worth going to debt for. Yes, I have nice things, but best believe I have budgeted for all of the stuff that I have. I never just woke up and be like, I want this and into football leg, which is my other point that I might have forgotten to mention in the beginning, guys. As much as ufuna ungazincinci, yityeni imali yenu, yityeni futhi utye amaqhosha ebhanki yakho makatyiwe nguwe kuqala more than anyone else. Uyabona le nto ithayo? But nothing is worth going into debt for. Nothing is worth going to debt for. Budget and plan. Like I said, write down. But this year I want to go to Mozambique. Mozambique is going to cost me 15,000 rand. How am I going to break it down? That means I'm not going to eat takeaways for 5 weeks. I'm not going to drink alcohol for 20 weeks, etc., etc. Towards my goal. But not in the Capitec and do imali. That is a no-go at all. I told you guys in one of my videos that so I'm in a better position. So whatever I buy, best believe know that I own it. No matter how big it is, I own it. Then always do what makes you happy, as long as you're not harming the next person. And that's just goes without saying. I'm losing a lot. And that basically goes without saying, guys. People shouldn't govern your life. Abantu bazothini syndrome should just leave you immediately. Being confident and knowing your story, basically, guys, is the cheat code to life. Subakhathalele abanye abantu, subakhathalele at all. As long as you know what you're doing, I'm the next person, then go forth and conquer. Don't be a complainer. If you're unhappy, try and pinpoint the problem and work on it. For example, I can't wake up on every morning and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. What am I doing about it? What am I doing? Do I even walk to the gate? No. Do I even eat any vegetables? No. Then I have no right to complain about it. I have no right to complain about it. Like I said, then man khalaza namsebenza wabo unyaka ephela wabona nondiphela. Yabo, I'm not gonna say I was depressed. I was not diagnosed, but anxiety ayindithini. Every morning xa ndivuka ngiqoma, oh my gosh, akusakafiki emsebenzini. I had to take the reins of my own life and steer myself into a better direction. So life is a journey. Like I said, namhlanje ndim ngomso ngomnye umuntu. Yabo. As long as you take responsibility or prerogative for your own life, I don't think unganazo ingxaki ezinkulu. Unazo ingxaki but nazo uzakwazi uzinavigate. Yabo. Sometimes I get anxious before I have to submit work, and you'll find me sitting on my phone on Twitter. I have to step back and be like, what's making you anxious? Oh, it's submissions. Okay, you want to get good marks. You want to pop eskolweni. Then what am I doing about it? Put down my phone, write down my notes, do thorough research, submit my assignments, write my tests, get my distinctions. I promise you, the anxieties will subside. Yeah, but no one likes a warrior or a complainer. So long as you know you've done the work, there's nothing more. There's nothing more you can do. Yeah, well, this has been very, very long. In conclusion, guys. I want to leave you guys with some homework. When you die and God asks you, what did you do with your life? What will your answer be? Are you going to say, I was complaining about every little thing? Oh, Tito manjebile. Oh, matito namali. Oh, mna ekhaya antandwa. Oh, mna. Or you're going to say, I knew that I had one life and I did the most. Think about it. On that note, please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.